Say brown skin.
Yeah.
Some people don't understand.
Okay. Okay.
What do you mean by brown skin?
Like it can be like black, or very, because in Argentina we have a lot of mixes.
Black or brown like this?
Very brown. You can find brown like this, but not like black. Like
so a mixture,
like a mix.
A mix of black and white.
Yes. But then also I started to something was awakening in me in terms of my taste in men, and yes, I started to feel so attracted by black men, and then I was like, there is this saying that it says that once you go black,
you never turn back.
Yes, and guys, it's true.
Only one.
Okay.
But anyway, what is your take if Mara wants to marry? Wants to be a polygamy. What is your take? Just in traditional thinking here, because here people do it.
Yes.
But what is your take?
Yes. For me, it's a no.
It's a no.
For me, it's a no because in my tradition that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
It's not even allowed. For us, it's the monogamous relationships. So you won't hear any story of men having multiple wives. So I didn't grow up with that. And even thinking about, and for me, I also I'm so delusional, and that can really be a very different situation. And this thing about I want to marry you, you just right so fast, things like that. That's also funny to interact.
What's your secret to your marriage? Now you married a Spanish girl.
You know the secret to my marriage? Listen to your wife.
Yeah, you listen twice.
Listen to your wife.
For you to listen 3 times.
If you want your marriage to stay long.
End of the show. Yeah, okay.
What's up, my beautiful people? Actually, someone is calling me right now. I don't know. All right, okay. Look who is here.
Hello, Viva. Buenos días a todos. I hope you're good. It's Rocío here. I am Mara's partner. Another Muzungu.
Another Muzungu in the village. Guys, my wife is a Muzungu. Actually, from Spain. And Rocío is also from Spanish-speaking country.
Yes, but I'm from Latin America.
Latin America.
From Argentina.
Yeah, so if you're watching this for the first time, please subscribe and also go and check out Rocío. I am Mara's girlfriend. Mara is like my brother. And today, they came to visit me at home.
Yeah.
And I feel so blessed to have another Muzungu around because there are a lot. We always have Muzungus in this compound, and I really love it. Yeah. So welcome home, and feel free. Anything, any day, anytime. This is your home.
Thank
because you are a nice person.
Thank
good things belongs to good people. So tell me, how is your experience here in Africa?
It's very nice, very nice. So far, I've only been in the villa, so I haven't explored a lot of the continent, which I'm very looking forward to do soon. But so far, I love it because I love just to have a lot of green around me and a simple life as well. Love to be barefoot in the grass and things like that. So I really like it.
At least now, talking about the villa, at least now you are relaxed.
Yeah.
Now you feel like more of vacation.
Yes.
Because the party's over.
The party's over, yes.
But did you ever think of maybe one day we'll come to Africa, or maybe one day we'll be in this village?
Not in this village, but yes, in Africa. Africa is like really important, not just for me, for my soul. And I always knew that I would come here. Like my big dream is Egypt, for some reason, Egypt. And so I always knew that I wanted to come and explore the whole continent also, but I was never expecting to end up in a village,
I'll have to ask Mara what was the secret when
yeah.
Maybe we were talking some few minutes ago.
Yeah.
So tell me, do you ever maybe wished to have a black man or a white man, or what like was your dream like man? A dream like to have this kind of relationship, to have these kind of kids.
Yeah.
What was your dream?
Yeah. So like my taste in men it has been changing through the years. Yeah. I used to like very blonde, tall, blue eyes, you know, like very European. That I really used to like it very much. But for some reason, I had this feeling that my kids they were gonna be like brown skin, you know.
Brown skin.
Yeah. And then something happened. Yeah.
You know, when you say brown skin,
Yeah.
some people don't understand.
Okay. Okay.
What do you mean by brown skin?
Like it can be like black, or very, you know, because in Argentina we have a lot of mixes.
Black
you know?
or brown like this?
Very brown. You can find brown like this, but not like black. Like
so
here,
a mixture,
like a mixture.
a mix of
Yeah.
black and white.
Yes. But then also I started to something was awakening in me in terms of my taste in men, you know, and yes, I started to feel so attracted by black men, and then I was like, there is this saying that it says that once you go black,
You never turn back.
yes, and guys, it's true.
Would you advise maybe
Yeah.
somebody to date a black man?
Yes, for sure. I feel like you have something that is very manly, you know.
Oh.
Yes. Yes.
And what is that?
I don't know. Ugali maybe.
So you would advise maybe people to date African men?
Yes, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so I guess once I realized that, well, this is my type of man, this is what I want, then God listened to me.
and he gave you an African.
Yes.
But how is the experience with an African man?
It's interesting. It's very interesting in terms, I think the biggest challenges comes in terms of culture shocks, you know. I think that's what we are learning the most, to get to know each other, not just our personalities, because in terms of our personalities we really get along very, very well, but maybe what the challenge is in terms of culture, because we grow up very, very different, in a very different system, in a very different way of even dating and things like that, you know, marriage, children, things like that. But I really like some African things, you know, and especially, well, he was very straightforward, you know, he was very determined, and he showed a lot of interest that was like really serious. I think that's something that comes with the African culture, you know. You guys don't play around. I think if you choose a woman, you choose this woman, you know, and you make it clear. And maybe that's very different, you know, in our culture. Maybe men take a lot of time, you know. We also to decide. Maybe there's many options, things like this. And that can really be a very different situation. And this thing about I want to marry you, you just right so fast, things like that. Yeah, that's also funny to interact with and to get to learn, you know, also.
But do you think that we are so fast, or is because but we feel that if we love you, we don't need to like waste time hitting around the bush? I want. Do you think that Africans maybe like you've said more straightforward? Do you think that that is good or that is bad? What is your take about that?
So at the beginning, for me, it was like too fast to think about marriage. We don't know each other, you know, because I feel like marriage is something that you wanted to make it work forever.
Yeah,
you know?
true.
And so for me, I grew up in a culture that teaches me to first get to know each other.
Yeah.
You know, because then you don't want to regret it, you know. Then you don't want to think about divorce, you know. Yeah. So I think in my way, we need some time to get to know each other first, But you know, we also have a lot of stories of love at first sight and
yes.
things like this, you know. And there are many stories of successful marriages that they were like got married super fast and they last forever. So
true.
you know, anything can happen.
Yeah, true, very true.
Yeah, but no, I'm getting to see a lot of beauty in this about choosing one and deciding to, okay, I want to be with you and let's get married. You know, there's also these things I've been learning a lot. I think the more I spend time here, I get to understand why you behave these things, you know, like what you just said about hiding in the bushes and things like that. That's not a problem for us because it's okay if you date someone without marrying, you know, we hold hands on the street, we are more affectionate, especially in Latin America, we are very affectionate, even in public, and I've been learning that here is such a no.
You know what my wife always tells me? She likes try to touch my hand, and me, ¿sabes?
I had the same problem with him. I had the same problem with him because I was like, okay, he's introducing me as his girlfriend in public. So I was expecting him to grab my hand, hold my hand, and let's walk in the middle of everywhere. Because for me, that's the way that he shows that I'm his woman. You know? And he was like avoiding, you know, and I was like, what's going on? Then I had to ask him, he explained that no, we don't do anything. And also it was so funny to see like many couples that you don't even realize that they are couples.
And actually right now when Marwa goes with you to your land, you will see him holding your hand.
Actually now he's something that we talked to already. And he's something that he's improving, you know, on affection and physical affection.
Me too. I could not like kiss my wife in front of my mom. Like years ago. But right now I can just kiss. I can just touch her. I can, you know. I think again is when you are used to it. When you are, you know.
And I can imagine that you in Spain you see a lot of couples together holding hands, kissing in public. For us it's normal. For us it's so normal. But so that's the challenge there.
But here when you tell no, please.
Now he's learning, he's improving though, he's trying.
But it's because of our culture, it's like that we see such kind of things should be done privately. But I feel that it's wrong. It's not like it's right. Because if you really love somebody, why don't you touch a hand? Why?
Exactly. I feel like there are some things to do inside of the room, but holding hand is nothing that you should be hiding.
But,
you know?
In the city, actually in the city they do that. I don't know why in the village. I think it's that like, parent, I have to respect my grandmother, I have to respect my, and we're used to it. So, being Kenya is your first African country to...
Yes, to arrive,
And what are maybe challenges that you faced?
Well, a new language. I'm learning now Swahili, you know.
Can you tell me a word in Swahili, please? Can you tell me a word in Swahili?
Habari yako?
I'm sorry, sir. Actually, Rocio is Spanish. And now he's learning Swahili. And I'm a Swahili, and at least I know how to speak in Spanish a little bit. So I really want to know what are the challenges apart from the language, because you've said that this place is beautiful. It has like what you needed, like the things that you wished to have. So I would like to know now, apart from the positive things, maybe I really want to know the challenge that maybe you are facing here at home, because maybe from one thing we can learn or we can rectify if it's something that can be rectified. That's why because you know now you are my shemeji, because she's my shemeji. Shemeji means she's my in-law. And for that reason we have to make sure that she's comfortable. That's why I'm asking.
Actually I don't see a lot of challenges more than the culture shocks, you know, in terms of thinking about a future with my partner, you know. I think those are gonna be the biggest challenges that we need to face with him, you know. But the rest, of course, being in a place where everybody speaks a language and I don't understand, sometimes it can be like, you know, a little bit tired, you know.
Actually,
But-
to cut you short,
Yeah.
when I was in Spain,
Yeah.
sometimes you get bored. Like you get bored. Sometimes you can even start touching your phone, and some people will think he's indisciplined.
Yeah.
But such kind of thing sometimes is, oh my God, you know.
Yeah,
And I get it.
yes, yeah. Even though like maybe I don't understand, but I'm in the conversation, you know, and I can catch up some words that I've heard before, and I know this in a long term. One day I will realize that I speak Swahili already,
Yeah.
you know, because it's the best way to learn
To learn.
a new language is the completely immersion of it. But of course, the beginning is the hardest part, you
Yeah.
know. And sometimes your brain gets tired. Like sometimes I'm like, oh, I wish I can speak Spanish, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
So, given opportunity, maybe
Yeah.
to change this village, to change something
Yeah.
from negative to positive, what should you do?
I don't see like a lot of. Well, I see. It's even hard to say in camera, you know.
No,
but
no worries, because right now
Yeah.
we are learning.
Yes. Yeah.
And if not, you know, the cameras people watch from different areas.
Yes. Yes.
And that's why, you know, you're speaking your mind.
Yeah,
Somebody
Yeah.
take it, or with me,
leave it, yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm taking it as positively, because
Yeah.
I was asked the same thing in Spain.
Yeah.
And you can ask Maro the same thing
Yeah.
in Argentina.
Yes.
And that's why I'm really asking, not in
Yeah.
a bad way, because just for positive. Yeah.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
really maybe we want me to change
Yeah.
this to this, then definitely I'll if it's good for our community, because
Yes.
that's why I'm actually asking you. So you don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I can see that. I really like how people live very simple here. I can see other people like progressing in
Yes.
terms of constructions and
Construction,
buildings
yeah.
and things like that. And it's like I really love the way that you nurture, like the food is very
Yeah.
simple, like without very plain.
Yeah.
But it's actually like really good, you know.
Yeah.
The food here is super organic. I think that culturally, some things, some behaviors, you know, maybe can be upgraded. For example, this thing, well, for me, because it's a big shock for me, you know, the fact of like giving birth very soon. Once you get married, like if you have a partner, get married soon and give children soon, you know. And sometimes the conditions are not the great to take care of them, you
That's
know.
true.
For us, maybe I'm almost 30 and I'm not a mom yet, and because my mom was a mom when she was 22, you know. I'm the younger of 6, so I come from a big family. But we don't learn. There is this. It's actually beautiful. This saying about every kid comes with their own plate. You know? For us,
in Swahili they say,
yeah.
mtoto anakuja na sahani yake. Yes.
Okay.
For you?
Okay. And you know, for us, we first try to make our life first, you know, maybe because we have a lot of dreams, like going to university, get this, get the other, try to have a house first, try to have enough money to be able to raise our children in the best way, you know. So I feel like it would be nice to find a balance between that, you know, because also if you're always waiting, you know, to have the best, then you will always be waiting, you know.
But
and at the same time, if you are very much in a hurry, and maybe you can give the life that maybe you want to give them, you know.
Yeah, true.
And so I feel like maybe it would be nice to find a balance between those things, you know. But there is I feel like it's very simple. Life here is very simple, and that's also very nice. But I feel like I still need to see a lot of Africa, you know, to say, okay, this can be changed, you know. For sure, I would love to bring more more education.
Mura, hayo tora ho tutago tora ho cement. Sigo koto. Aita shikana. All right.
Yeah, for sure. I would love to bring more education. Sometimes I see a lot of the kids, you know, working when they are very, very young. That sometimes there's a part of me that says, okay, this is nice because they grow up learning how to gain their own breath, you know. And at the same time, for us, it's like very injustice to see little kids working when they should be just playing and enjoying life. So it's like I don't have like I'm still processing this information, you know, and I'm still making up my mind. Like, is this right? Is this wrong? I don't feel like there's right or wrong, but I'm just trying to make my my balance.
Yeah, because you've been here for maybe a month.
A month,
So definitely you cannot judge what is. You can see what is good, what is bad.
Yeah.
But you cannot really judge because you need more time.
No,
here.
and I'm no one to judge.
I don't know if I put it in a right way.
yeah.
Yes.
No, but also, you know, that's I think the beauty of traveling and getting to know different cultures, because the way that I perceive things is just because the way that I grow, you know, because I come from this culture, and in this culture we do things this way, you know. For example, something also very interesting that I've learned recently here is that in terms of polygamy and things like that, why it's so important to bring a boy, you know, here. Like, everybody wants a boy, and I've learned that the youngest boy in the family is the one that inherits, you know, everything.
Not really everything, where the mom stays. So nowadays, what happens in our culture? I don't know if it's still. I think it's still happening. The youngest boy, the last born, who is a boy, is the one who stays with the mom. To take care of the mom. But nowadays, I think it's changing a little by little. But because you can find your mom staying with the sister, because if the younger brother is not well off, then. Do you understand? So I think the culture is changing little by little. Because if somebody can't, or so imagine, your last born don't want to stay with your mom, and maybe your mom is not in a position of taking care of herself. If you're a girl and not a boy, you can take care of her. So it's and.
But that shows a lot of also in the behavior of how you plan your future, for example, for how important it is for the families to bring a boy and things like that. It changes a lot because, for example, for us in Argentina, we don't mind if it comes a boy or it comes a girl, because especially, for example, me, I know I am part of the heritage of all my family. For us it's all the kids, we get something, you know. So for us, we don't grow with this. Oh, I need to bring a boy. I need to bring a boy. You know.
True.
So that's also determines behaviors, you know, in the how you plan your future. So it's really, really interesting, you know, to see how we work very different and how to find a balance now that it's black and white now.
now that it's black and white. But the good thing is Mara is open.
Yes.
And he knows. And actually, now the constitution of Kenya says a woman can inherit the property.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
And which is very good. I don't think there is a difference between a man and a woman when it comes to inheritance, when it comes to education, when it comes to I think we are equal. We are all, the kids are all. So imagine your own kid and you're saying, you can't do this, this can do this, which is very good. That is why I love Europe in terms of such kind of things. And do you feel, what do you think, what is your take about polygamy?
Well,
what is your take about polygamy? For example, will you, if Maro, you know, is an African. But I want to tell you a secret. When you're married, legally married, in legal civil marriage, nobody's supposed to. You are only supposed to marry one wife. So others no.
Okay.
But so that is a secret.
Thank you. He's my friend.
Yes,
He's my friend.
yes. So when he wants to marry you,
Yeah.
don't tell. When he says tradition, you
Yeah.
just say no. Because in tradition, you can marry up to 4.
Okay.
So
But illegally? Okay.
legally, only 1.
Okay.
But
okay.
anyway, what is your take
Yeah.
if Mara wants to marry, wants to be a polygamy? What is your take? Just in traditional thinking here,
yeah,
because
yeah.
here people do it.
Yes.
But what is your take?
Yes. For me, it's a no.
It's a no.
For me, it's a no because in my tradition, that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
It's not even allowed. For us, it's monogamous
Yeah,
relationships.
yeah.
You know, so you won't hear any story of men
yeah.
having multiple wives.
Yeah, I
So
get
I didn't grow up with that.
Yeah.
And even thinking about, and for me, I also I'm so delusional in terms of the partner that I wanted to have, like my husband, the father of my children.
Yeah.
I want this man to be with me, you know.
Not
I
alone,
want to
yeah.
sleep with him
Yeah.
every night,
Yeah.
not to share and things like. It's really hard for me to really even think about maybe opening my mind to accept something like that. I don't think it's not my wish. And no, and he knows already that it's
Yeah,
a no for
yeah.
me.
And do you think
Yeah.
now that other, if when it comes to equality,
Yeah.
do you think they maybe even women could have that chance to become I don't know.
So that's
I don't know how they call it in English.
Yeah.
Women to be married with 2 men. Do you think it could be fair? It could be balancing?
So
it-
you know, for example, that's a new polygamy that we have in our society. It's like open relationships
Relationship.
that are not married, maybe,
Yes.
or maybe it's a decision between the marriage, you know, between the couple, to maybe be open-minded
Yeah.
and date another people. But this polygamy is equal. Like, if we decide that we want to be open, I can date another man also, and the man can date another woman. That's the kind of polygamy that I know.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
but it's not legally in terms of marriage.
Yeah.
For marriage, you can only have one.
One.
Yeah.
So, but you can decide. So, in those Western countries, you can decide.
Yeah.
So, if, for example, me and you are dating,
Yeah.
we can decide
Yes.
that I can date another person and she
Yeah.
can date another person.
Yes,
That-
yes.
That is interesting.
Yes, but
that-
it's not in terms of legally marriage. It's just
it's
an open
open
decision
relationship.
between. Yeah. the two.
Is that what is called polyamor?
Yes.
Polyamor.
Yes.
Me, I thought polyamor is
Yeah.
when we are married and another couple is married, so you mingle.
No, that's swinger.
Ah,
That's swinger. That's
wow.
swinger.
You know, in Europe,
the modern world, guys.
I've seen a lot of things in Europe because
I can imagine, because they are super open in Europe.
yeah, because in Europe, for example, I can be married with Rocio,
Yeah.
and another couple is married,
Yeah.
and we become like, you know, four couples. That is how
yes.
crazy is Europe.
Yes.
Or
Yeah.
what we've mentioned, like she can date.
Yeah.
And I can date, but we are partners.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Yeah.
Please put it in my
Yeah.
comment section, so that we get to know.
Yeah.
Because the world is interesting. The most important thing is to be
Yeah.
happy. You know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes,
You know, you should not
exactly.
go into a relationship that you are not happy. The most important.
And also in terms of these things, also sometimes I feel like there is a lot of couples that may do this because maybe the man wants to date another woman and she agrees just to please him, but she's
Yeah.
not really happy, you know, dating, or maybe vice versa. You
Vice
know,
versa.
I think it's very important to follow your truth, and if you say yes from the bottom of your heart, then
Yes.
it's a yes, and if in your heart you feel it's a no, don't agree on those things, you know, because it can bring problems, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, it can.
Sometimes. Long term, I can see a lot of failing in these
Yeah.
things also. Yeah.
So the other day I asked you your favorite meal in the village or in Kenya.
Yeah.
Today I'm gonna ask, what is your favorite? No, the opposite. How do we call it? What is your worst maybe meal that you like? I don't want to test it. I don't like it. Yeah. What is your favorite meal?
So-
No, your worst that you don't like.
That I don't like. So in terms of maybe breakfast, like having sweet potatoes for breakfast, things like this, and that's
Sweet potatoes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like that's something that I would use for a meal, for lunch or dinner, but never in breakfast.
Never in breakfast.
Never in breakfast.
So you don't tell me a little bit of your breakfast, because I don't know if it's the same, because my wife just cannot eat something like what you're saying, those heavy things.
Yes.
Her breakfast is coffee with maybe galletas, biscuits.
Well,
so is it the same, or is it the culture?
So no, it's very cultural, because also, as I tell you, in Argentina we have a lot of Spanish food, because we are descendants from Spanish, and so our culture is very similar with Spain. For us, our breakfast is super light, like coffee with tea and bread of a toast, something like that.
Not American.
No, not American at all. For me now, since I've been traveling and tasting different breakfasts also, in Mexico their breakfast is very heavy also. For me it was very hard at the beginning, because even me, sometimes I also fast, so I don't take breakfast. My first meal maybe is a juice, or I break my fast with lunch, and sometimes I eat once or twice a day. That's it. And so that's it's very hard with very heavy foods, so my body takes some time to get used to. But Argentinians, our breakfast is super light also, same as Spanish.
Same as Spanish.
Yes.
So I want to ask you one last question, maybe. What are the new things that you've learned from maybe here in the village? What are the new things? Maybe going to, I don't know. Have you gone to the shamba? Have you taken out the animal? Some new things. What have you learned?
The gardening is something new that I've always been into, but never in practice. So now that I have this space and I have someone that can help me, also I'm really much into the gardening. I love growing my own food. That's something that I wanted. I always said that I want to have my own garden in my house. So I'm learning. Yes, I'm also learning a lot about the shamba, things that village.
The goats.
The goats, yes. Even learning. Well, for me it's very hard to see an animal being slaughtered.
I get it.
I'm also like more vegetarian than meat eater,
Do you know when my wife Laura used to come, she could not eat meat. Like she don't like because the way she thinks, the way we were saying. But at least now she can eat a little, because we brought in the pressure cooker. And the meat is like back at home, like very soft. And at least now she's eating. I don't know why you fear I think again it's how we are raised up.
It is
how we
for
are raised
sure,
up,
for
and
sure.
The environment and stuff.
It is,
So I'm chatting with Rocio. I know that you do music. Is it like a profession or for leisure? Or I would really like to know. You do music. Is it for leisure or profession?
No, it's actually my profession.
Oh wow.
Yes, I've did it my whole life. Like I study. I'm a dancer and an actress and a singer.
You are a dancer.
Yes.
So did you dance in the villa? The challenges.
Yes, they put me on dancing.
Wow. So what kind of maybe music do you like or do you do, and what kind of dancing maybe do you, what kind of music in general?
So in terms of music, I love a lot of things, but what I love to sing the most, I love like jazz, blues, R&B, soul. I call it black music. Like my favorite music comes from black, roots.
So she really loves black, which is very okay. So let me do like this because it's stuck. So we were talking about music, what she loves before we end this video. So you said you love jazz and stuff.
Very old school, like Etta James, Aretha Franklin. That's my favorite music. Also like R&B, soul, and that's my favorite music to sing. Yeah.
So guys, with I call you Roca.
Yeah, Ro.
Rocio, and
Yeah.
we've been having a good chat. She's a nice, beautiful girl, and I really thank you so much for coming to my home.
Thank you.
I really appreciate. Welcome,
Yeah.
and thank you so much for hosting me also in your channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have more videos to come
Okay.
because now that you are here,
Yeah.
now we are a big family.
Yeah.
Muzungu, 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 and at least, yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for coming to our
You're
home.
welcome.
May you be blessed.
Thank you.
So see you
thank
next time, my people. We love you so much. Bye bye. Adios. Screenshot. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Maro.